I haven't watched a comedy horror in ages, so I hope this is fun. So yeah, today I thought I'd just discuss with you guys the movie Rubber because it is really funny and goofy, and I feel like the concept of it is just really weird and funny. Like I feel like you enjoy watching it once I explain to you what Rubber is. So I just thought I'd just get straight to the point because I have nothing else to really say about this movie other than that it's like it's an inanimate object that is going around using its own mind to kill people, like he is like 11 from Stranger Things, but okay. Anything's possible, so let's just get on with it. In the beginning, we just have scenes of just a lot of chairs, just pointless chairs, more and more scenes of chairs, and then we cut to a scene where a guy is holding binoculars, just waiting for someone, and then we cut to a scene where there is just a guy just blatantly just trying to hit every chair that he encounters with. He's just knocking down every single chair, and then after that, he just comes out of his car and then he starts talking about the movie and that everything happens in the movie. Just stuff that we already know. Like, he goes on for way too long. There are many things in this movie that happen for no reason. Explaining what's to come. Also, the people in the desert are the audience. The audience, we're just going to call them the observers because they pretty much spent most of their time just watching the tire doing some crazy shit. We have like a really long intro where it goes on for like 2 minutes. Like, they should have just added this at the end because it went on for way too long. That's how I feel editing this, because it went on for way too long. Let me cut to the title of the movie, called Rubber. So let's just get on with it. Let me just talk you through the movie. A discarded rubber tire comes to life, and it struggles to stand upright and move, but with a little bit of perseverance and purpose, it stands upright. It starts rolling around the desert. The tire finds out that it has abilities to destroy objects and creatures using psychokinetic powers, causing them to explode. So he starts off with the plastic bottle by just like running it over with its own tire, and then it just decides to run over a scorpion as well, which is kind of hilarious, like a little tiny one. And then he tries to like run over a bottle, like a glass bottle, but it doesn't work, so then he uses its mind to destroy it, which I kind of found hilarious in the movie. After destroying the bottle, it decides to just carry on with its journey by rolling around the desert, as the audience are just watching this lovely tire go around using its own mind to destroy objects. Like, they see that the tire is like using its mind to destroy a can in the desert, and then after that the tire just rolls away, and then it finds like a tree, and then it decides to sleep. So yeah, it just spends like the majority of the time just sleeping. The next morning it wakes up, and then it rolls off looking for something else to do. And then this guy from beginning comes in, and then he just like randomly just starts like stealing all the audience's money for something. I don't know why he's doing that. And then he wakes them up by just like hitting them with his briefcase. He's just such a weird man. But after that, he then like leaves. So he tells them to get up and just like carry on like watching the tire as he just like departs with his bike. And then we cut to a scene where the tire is just having a drink of water. It's so weird and odd. It just sees the rabbit just like staring at him, and then he uses its mind to destroy the rabbit, and the rabbit just explodes as the tire just carries on rolling around the desert. We cut to the scene where a girl is driving her car and the tire is just watching her from a distance, and it uses its mind to like fuck up her car or something, and her car stops working, and then she just tries to like get it to work again, and then the tire is like slowly like approaching her, but the tire is like coming to her really quickly, possibly to kill her, but then it gets hit by a truck and then it's like pushed out of the way, and then it sees like the bird, and then it targets the bird by using its mind to kill the bird, and I had to blur out the scene where the bird just exploded, and yeah, just kills the bird. I guess he wanted his anger out. Why don't you just take it out on the bird? Yeah, it's his fault that you didn't get to kill that girl. Encounters a man in the pickup truck, and then he uses its power to blow up the truck's engine and then kills the driver. Oh god. The girl doesn't even notice that the tire is following her, and it even like starts fancying the girl, which is just so fucking weird. Like it goes into her motel room and just like has a little peek, and it just watches her like have a shower and do stuff. It's so creepy. It's not even the only creepy thing in the movie. The audience as well are also watching this. Again, the audience are meant to be us watching this movie, and they're having a little peek too, which is just fucking perverted and weird. The people in the desert are like watching the tire, and then they're talking about the tire's action, and then they're like speculating about what the tire will do next, and then they like complain because they're like hungry and they haven't got any food, which is stupid because like why didn't you bring food if you were gonna be observers? But yeah, the tire also starts watching TV, just like chilling on the bed and just watching TV. And then next door to the tire is the man from before. He's just being weird as usual. Like, I don't know what he's even doing. Suddenly he has like a turkey in his motel room. Why does he have a turkey in his room? I do not fucking know, and it's not really brought up or addressed. But anyway, in his briefcase you see like he has like medicine and shit in there, possibly to like kill someone with it, and he takes out a knife and then he like slaughters the turkey, and then you hear the turkey noises. Justice for these animals getting slaughtered by these people. Like honestly, these animals have just been nothing but tortured in this movie. Like they are getting killed against their will. What the hell's going on? The next morning he like has a bag, and then he like takes out the turkey that he just killed, and then the audience just start eating it and not knowing that this guy could have possibly poisoned it. Like it's just a bit odd. Like you would be thinking, why am I being fed a turkey from a random guy? One of them is actually smart enough to know that this is a trap, and he carries on just observing. In this next scene, the tire is having like a shower, and then a woman comes in. She's like a cleaner for the motel, and she sees the tire having a shower, and then she just throws it outside, and then the tire gets pissed, comes back into the motel to like get his revenge, and then the kid sees this, and then he runs back, and then he tells his dad that the tire is alive, and his dad doesn't believe him, and he tells him to like stop lying and stop all this nonsense and go get him a pizza. And then in the next scene, tire used its mind to kill the cleaner, and you just see this blood everywhere, head's been exploded, and he's just chilling watching TV, just watching a turtle on TV. And then he sees the girl that's walking past, and then he decides to follow her, just like watching her from a far distance. It's just really creepy. She walks past, and the boy comes back with the pizza, and then he sees like the dead bird on the floor, and then he just like picks up bits of the dead bird's feathers and then just puts it in the pizza, probably to just out of pure spite, in my opinion, to annoy his dad. But then a stranger sees this, and then yeah, just what was even the point of that stranger anyway? He goes off, and then the tire just sees the pool and then decides to just have a dip or just sleep. He just spends most of the time just sleeping in the pool. And then in this scene, the audience get like really sick because they ate that dodgy turkey that it turns out that the guy poisoned it, which was very predictable. As soon as I saw it in the briefcase, I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna poison the turkey or something. And they're like in pain and they just start like screaming and like crying that they're in pain, and then the guy in the binoculars is just like, he doesn't care, he's just carrying on watching while they are slowly dying. In the next scene, the boy sees the cleaner's lifeless body, and then he like goes and calls for help, and then you just see ambulance cars and police cars going past, and this scene was very random. Just watch what the girl does. It's just really, really silly. Like, what was even the point of doing that? Like, why didn't you just open the door? The kid's father is mad that there's a tire just chilling in the pool, just having like a little nap, and then he like orders the kid to just take it out, and he takes it out, and then he tries to like tell the dad that the tire is killing these people, but he's still not believing anything he's saying. He's just saying that you were just lying. But then yeah, the police officers decide to just talk about who is killing these people, like what happened to the cleaner, and it just goes on for a very long time. He's basically trying to like convince them that this is like a part of a movie, and including the characters, and he's trying to convince them that the events of this is like, it's based on a movie, which they don't believe, and this movie kind of makes it hard to understand what's fiction and what's reality. After having a long conversation with his colleagues, he decides to have a chat about the killings with this dude. They just talk about a load of nonsense about, I don't think the guy even believes this shit. And then the tire comes because he wants his revenge for like kicking him out of the swimming pool, and the tire uses its mind to just blow up the guy's head, and this guy's reaction is just so funny because only now he realised the killer is a tire, because of course it's the tire.
The killer is a tire.
After realising that he sucks at his job, the boy has a conversation with the tire, and he's basically just like talking to the tire about something. I don't really care at this point. And then the tire just leaves, and then the kid gets mad because the tire won't answer his questions, and he throws a can at it, and then it just rolls off. And then the tire again just goes on a killing spree, just using its mind to just blow another police officer's head. It just like stops, and then the police officer's head just gets blown off, and then he dies. The audience is dead, and we have only 2 people alive. This guy, he's just having a conversation with the guy in the wheelchair, and while he's observing, the guy on the floor just says like, don't you want to eat anything? You haven't eaten anything. And he's basically trying to kill him as well, but the guy, he is like trying so hard to persuade him, but it doesn't work. And then funny enough, the guy eats like a dodgy, something dodgy, and he starts like crying in pain, and he starts to die. Like, he is slowly dying, by the way. He is just taking way too long.
God. Oh God, it hurts. Oh. Oh God, it burns. Oh. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Help me. Help me, please. I'm begging you.
Is he dead yet? Is he? Yep, he's dead. That went on for like 2 minutes, like just watching him just slowly die, and it was kind of hard to watch, not gonna lie. I like how the guy he doesn't care that the guy's dying because he's like screaming for help and everything. So in this next scene, the tire is like watching a guy throw like tires and burn them, and it looks like he's probably next on the kill list. Then we cut to another scene where the tire seems to have like gone around and killed people in the stores outside. There's like just a bunch of dead bodies. And then the police officer decides that in order to stop all of this, he decides to use a mannequin dressed up as the girl from, you know, the motel to lure the tire into the house because they want to like explode the tire and kill it. It doesn't work, obviously, because the tire is smarter to know that this isn't gonna work, and the tire sees the trap as well. So, and this fails because the mannequin ends up exploding, and then the police officer gets like angry, and then like he gets like his gun, and then he like walks into the house. The police officer comes out and he only has like bits of the tire, thinking that he destroyed the tire, but I doubt it. But yeah, after that the tire is reincarnated as a tricycle, and the guy tries to like talk the tire out from killing him, but it doesn't work because the tire ends up killing him anyway, so he dies. And then the tire is now a tricycle, and it forms an army of tires, and they are like ready to ready to roll off the city, possibly to go on another killing spree. So as they do that, the movie just ends, and yay, that's Rubber Tire for you. A very interesting, weird movie. Okay, so that's Rubber for you. So you're probably wondering why I was referring to the tire as a he. That's because the tire has a name. Its name is called Robert. So I kept calling him a he because his name is Robert, but I didn't mention his name because I thought it was silly enough that there was a tire that would go around blowing people's head off. I thought that was already silly enough and weird, so I was just like, you know, screw it, let me just refer to him as a he. But anyway, let's discuss the funny part. I mean, the story, the fact that a tire goes around killing people with psychic powers is just ridiculous and funny, and it has emotion, and it can like create random destruction whenever it feels like it. Falling in love with a woman, making people's head explode, being violent in an ironic way. That's what made me laugh. And then I don't know if this movie is based on reality or based on a movie within movie. So because you kind of forget what's real in the movie and what's not. Because I thought the cleaner in the movie was based on the movie, but then it turned out it was real, so I was kind of confused. That death scene on that guy, that was just fucking hilarious and just went on for way too long. Something that he made, he ended up eating by accident, apparently. Okay, the incompetent police officer who does not know how to like solve an investigation, he did fucking shit. He did not know how to fucking do his job. Yeah, even with the speech at the beginning, like I don't even think he even knew what he was doing, but yeah, that's really the dark comedy behind this movie. Let's talk about the stupidity of this movie. Well, the premise itself, really. The tire coming to life, rolling around the desert, killing people, making their heads explode. it doesn't really explain why he is alive and why he has superpowers and why he's going around killing innocent animals. Like, that's not really explained. They just seem to just create like a psychopathic Killer Tyre. When he explains many things that happen in the movie, it just came across stupid because he doesn't really justify anything really that happens. Like, he doesn't tell us why the rubber is experiencing, like, or feeling... Does it, like, feel any remorse for killing these poor creatures? Like, it doesn't really explain further of that. Like, it doesn't explain it at all. It just seems to be like he avoids like the main part of what the audience want to know is why the tire is like killing people and why it feels these emotions. Like, it's just kind of avoiding that, which is just something that just need to bring up, otherwise people are just gonna have so many questions. Last of all, the pacing, the slow build up, the fact that the tire coming to life with powers, random shifts, rolling around killing people, there's like lack of reason, climactic build up, and then there's anticlimactic where he reincarnates. The audience, they made them like eat a turkey all but one, but then they died. It's like they were sick of the audience being there, so the pacing is a bit funny. Like, it doesn't really... I get they're trying to build up tension, but it was kind of made in like a weird way. Like I struggled to understand what was real in the movie and what was not. So that's like one like weakness they have in this movie. But other than that, I quite actually enjoyed the comedy of it. Like, it is meant to be a comedy horror in a weird, funny way. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!